Hello. Beth, thank you for redeeming first. Mickey and Alan, hello. Thank you for redeeming your daily star candies. And Beth as well, thank you for redeeming your daily star candy. How is everyone doing today? I came home to one very amazing thing and then one very not so good thing. We're gonna start with the bad. Kiko got into one of my plants and she literally like ripped it out of the pot, and I was trying to revive it, and it's just not possible anymore. So I guess Kiko didn't like that one. Literally ripped it out. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Talking about you. Alright, took off work but got to play games. Let's go. It's always nice to like take off some days. I'm pretty sure it was Kiko, but she might say it was Mike. She was jumping off of our island suspiciously when I got home. So, in good news, I did a thing that I shouldn't have done, but it made me happy. I ordered Smeeskies, which for those of you who don't know, they're like little blind boxes, and you get like these little guys. But I got the hipper ones, so they can go like on the back of your monitors. Kiko, you are making the light go freaking crazy because you're moving around. They can go on like the back of your monitor, the back of your phone, like stuff like that. So we're gonna open them because I'm super excited. There's only one that I don't want, and let's see if we can show them. Hello? I need you to not, hold on. Kiko, please. Is this how they beauty gurus do it? Yeah, you can't see it. Anyways, there's one on here that looks like he's wearing a diaper, and I do not want that one. All the other ones are fine. All the other ones are great. I really hope to get the mystery one. Kiko, I swear to God. I got two. I got two because I was like, that's because they're more expensive when you order it online. There's a place around here that has them for less expensive that I'm gonna end up getting them from, but I knew they would sell out right when they came out the first time, and I just wanted to get two right now. Oh my God. I really hope I do not get two diaper babies because I think I would cry. Yeah, I would cry. But I'm so excited. This is just in time for my trips and everything. Wah! Oh, let's see. Hold on. It comes with... Let's see if we can see them. They're still small on here. It's still kind of blurry. But you can kind of like... See, that one's the one with the diaper. That one sucks. I don't want that one. All the other ones are great. Kiko, please. Where's the rupee thing? Oh, the other side. Please don't be diaper. I got the little diaper guy. So he sits, like, example, on my phone like this, and then you turn it around, and it's little diaper. Like that. I swear, if I get two, Beth, if you jinxed me, I'm gonna, like... Mike just got one of these too, so I was hoping that I wouldn't. Oh my god. I know, we have one on our TV, and it looks really cute. So I think I will put him on my monitor so I won't be able to see his little diaper. Okay, I'm not strong enough for this. Okay. Please, for the love of God, do not be another diaper. If it's another one, I'm gonna just have to buy 2 more. What? It's the upside down one. I really wanted this one, I think. So... my only thing is, he doesn't really fit on my phone very well. So this is very disappointing. I gotta hold him a little bit. Hanging upside down. He's super cute though. Super cute. I wanted one to put on my phone, and I got a stupid diaper. Now none are going on my phone. Ugh, I have to get more. I like the upside down one. I would have put him on my phone if he fit a little bit better, but he's just a little too big, I think. Like, his arm just overlaps with the little lip I have here. And he kind of hangs off on this side too, so... it's fine. God, I'm so mad. Beth, you totally jinxed me. I need you to know that. You totally jinxed me that I was gonna get the diaper. Beth said, haha, hee hee. It's okay, it's okay. Time to log into Final Fantasy, though. Okay. Oh, I forgot I don't have the audio set up. I was waiting for it to blast and be like, yeah. Which I can hear it, but you guys couldn't. So. So I think we'll probably start off with some dailies and then go into and then go into like main quest stuff. Oh yeah, we just got to this last time. I'm so excited about it. And speaking of, I started posting my playthrough again on YouTube. I have one coming out this Friday and then another one another day. I'm just trying to spread it out a little bit so it's not like all at once. Okay. Let's see. No, actually... I know, Beth, that you guys are in the middle of things, so if you guys are doing other stuff, I'm just gonna continue with MSQ until ready for dailies or something. Okay, all good. Just let me know. Sorry guys, my brain is all over the place. Literally, work has been draining me, but I'm excited to travel and do all that. Wait outside the barracks. Okay. We gotta wait. Oh, continue waiting. Okay. Get your dailies done. I have to run. Okay. Let me just click through this really quick. Wait. Otherwise, I would come help because some issues with me. Damn, what did I do? Oh, cause issues. I see. I was like, okay. That's so funny. Oh my god, Kira. Let's go ahead, duty finder. I gotta wait for Barely to get in here, though. Also, welcome in, Barely. Barely? Barely. Oh, you must leave. I see. I follow. I'm sorry. Again, my brain is so fried. Let's just... hold on. I do want to change from dancer to, like... I'm gonna be bard. What do you mean? What does this mean? What does that mean? I'm like a midpoint. But we like him now. We like him a lot now. Okay, I don't understand. One or more items. Oh shit, hold on. I'm sorry, Beth. Wait, how do I pull up that one? Wait, was that my only bard weapon? Magic button. how do I open that? To your truly. You had it open? It won't let me hit it once. Okay, hold on. Let's discard that one. Oh. I'm so confused. Oh, I have too many gloves. Okay. What are these ones? Oh, these are like higher level ones that I see. Damn. I don't know why it won't stay open. It's my... whatever. Velveteen gloves, get out of here. Oh! I have no fucking pants on. Except opens, you can have 35 items, so you can see the number. Oh. There we go. Okay. That. Anyways, let's get to leveling. Okay. Dear Lord. Oh, the little Fall Guys thing. Oh wait, he's really tall. I've only seen them shorter than me. Wait, Balls Guys is back? Are they doing like another thing? Collab, another collab. Oh. Why do they do so many collabs with them? Oh, it's just back again? Interesting. I'm guessing that was sarcasm. Oh, do things normally come back multiple times? I had no idea. I thought it was like a one-time, one and done type deal for like events. Kind of like if you miss the time, that's shitty, that's too bad, you missed it. Maggie, hello. Most events are annual events, slightly different each year with new... Oh. Most special events have come around a couple times so far. Only Final Fantasy 16 hasn't yet, to my knowledge. Interesting. Okay, I had no idea. They reoccur irregularly. But, okay, so what about, like... The near raids are different though, right? Like how do those different how do those differentiate from the other ones? I had an okay day, Miggy. I'm excited for the weekend because I have a lot of fun things planned. Those are integrated into the content. Oh, interesting. The new raids are part of the DLC. Oh. So it's like... Is that the only one that's like integrated into the content? Or are there other ones? I think they're called I think they're raids, Miggy. Most crossover content is in the form of limited time events. Most, okay. Oh, once you've done them. Stormblood has returned to Ivalence? Also, welcome in. Oh. Each content will have 24 man. Base ARR had Crystal Tower. Damn, I gotta run all the way back. I'm trying to understand, you know? Wait, so what was Crystal Tower referencing then? Like most content in Final Fantasy referencing, yes. I do know that. I do know it references like other Final Fantasy games. You have no idea about Final Fantasy 14. Oh, did we all die? Yeah, we did. Nor most games. Hey, if it makes you feel better, I'm still learning about Final Fantasy 14 because it's so big and all that. Oh, okay. Referencing Final Fantasy 3. I see. Stormblood had the one return to Alliance raids, which refer to Final Fantasy Tactics in Final Fantasy 12. Okay. I only had one rescue, tried to save tank, but they died. Ooh. Truly. It's okay, it'd be like that. Just run to the glowy plate. Eva Lace. Okay. Damn it. Oh, I need to go back to the starting point because Beth died. The glowy plates do move. Lease. Oh. Eva Lease. Gotcha. I follow. Eva Lease. I don't know if either of the others have done this before either. I feel like I must have done this before. At some point. But I don't remember. Less I, no more E noise. Eva Lease. Oh, it's optional content. So I probably haven't done it before. I am getting caught by the doom. I didn't realize that it, like, the plates moved so quickly. But now I know. Preface that to my team when I ran it for the first time. Yeah, it seems like none of us but Beth know. And that's okay. We'll get it. Which one glue? Which one glued? Okay, it's this one. Oh no. Oh my god, we're so close. Please. I did not. Hi. Okay, I leveled up. Let's go. 3 times the charm? That was the 3rd time? The boss can be stunned when it's doing big room AoE. Oh, to prevent it? That's why it gives you doom. If they don't, you cleanse doom by going to the actively glowing plate. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, once it moves, you can move. Yeah, that makes sense. But also, Mine was long range, so it's okay. Okay, I'm gonna be real. I forget that it doesn't do anything in battle. And it still hasn't sunk in that it does nothing in battle. So, you know, you're gonna be seeing that, a bit. Oh, shit. Oh! Good for him. Interesting. Oh. Oh, I see, I see. Okay, there's more glowy plates. What's up with the glowy plates? Oh no. I hit it by accident. That's on me. These open optional side doors. Oh, okay. Nick isn't holding aggro properly. Those enemies need to be killed when on the plate 1. Stay dead and open the doors. I see. Oh, we're in battle. It doesn't work. Barely. How long have you been playing this game? I feel like I've asked you that before. "52 days, 19 hours, 22 minutes. Wow. I wonder what my total playtime is. "66 days? Beth, you do love this game. Probably a year-ish overall, though, since getting started again. I think playtime shows it. Oh, 5 days. 23 hours. And 23 minutes. Wow. 23. Frog, hello. Welcome in. I played more before Shadowbringers came out. But never got into Stormblood. That's fair. Should crit... Huh? What was that? Month after Heaven Ward release? When was Heaven's Ward released? That's so fun though. I kind of wish I was playing like a game that long. I think the longest game I've played is Animal Crossing, and that's been on off because of new games and expansions and updates and all that. The Albion Soul Crystal. Oh, got you. 2015. Oh my god, I was still in high school then. Damn. That's so cool. I really wasn't into video games as much as I am now back then. It's my longest game too. It's so good. I played since the first one, and it is definitely my longest running game. I'm very excited for a possible new one. Oh, okay. Boomer game? You think Animal Crossing is a boomer game? I witnessed the changing of mechanics and metas of this game since then. The overhaul. Yeah, I can't even imagine like watching Final Fantasy. I guess so. Just seeing a game evolve and stuff. Because yeah, that's just so cool. Like watching a game you really love just like evolve. But boomer game sounds funnier, that's true. Saying, oh, that's a boomer game is definitely funnier. It goes, oops. It's okay, bestie. Remember having to slug through 180 plus post ARR quests to get to Heaven's Ward. Oh my gosh. Wait, so they like, oh, there's nothing here. So they like uphold the whole game so like it wouldn't take you as long? Like they cut down on stuff? I mean, it's understandable at first for it to be like... Wow. To 80 core quests from like 200 plus. That's insane. But like I understand too, because they're like, oh shit, we gotta give these people a lot of content. Oh, I did not move in time. Oh. Amazing. It's okay. I struggle even to remember what was cut aside from the time spent. Truly. I mean, that's so much content to like digest. And that's also why when I redid the story this time around, on and all, the connection was so much more shallow because of the time spent. Also less... Oh... Oh, there's a shortcut. shortcut. Truly, Beth's like, come on, sis. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 days a week. Every hour, every minute, every second, night after night. I'll be fucking you by 7 days a week. Thanks, Mike. Oh my god, I'm trying so hard. I still play Overwatch. I guess that's kind of a boomer game now. Nah. That game is older, but a lot of people still play Overwatch, I feel like. Yeah, truly. That said, you got this. Mike. Mike really wants to listen to 7. Overwatch 2? It is a great song, I agree. Oh, I gotta hit this thing. Holy shiitake mushrooms. Level up again. I'm gonna pious on it all. We'll give our dragoon and a com. I remember when Overwatch promised a whole campaign mode. And then they said, never mind. They're like, we're gonna do this, but like, never mind. Sorry. Okay. Thank you. Now I'm gonna go to one that I actually play. That was a time, Beth. That was quite the time. We struggled. But at least we were struggling together. Next duty. Some normal raids, maybe? When adapting to stuff. Yeah, like, They weren't, they weren't bad, like, teammates at all. It was just, we didn't know. We didn't know. Uneducated, you know? Oh, I remember this one. Me about to, like... What's your first scary game stream going to be? I'm thinking it's either going to be Poppy Playtime or one of the Resident Evils, since I never finished the last one I played. Oh, that for my solo one. When I get back next Tuesday from my trip, I will be streaming with Kate. We will be trying the stream together, like, thing. And we will be playing Demonologist, where you combine chats, correct? I'm just running straight into all that, man. Dang. Puffy's really going at it. Alright. Forgot about that. Whoopsie. Oh my god, I forgot that it looks like this. Oh, thank you. No! I'm sorry. My running did not make it. Oh my god, I almost fell off. Oh my god, what happened? Oh no! frog one. Shiitake mushrooms. Oh my god. Come on. Come on. Ah. I was so close to getting him. I can't. He literally just had to hit him one more time. And it would have been fine. It's fine, it's fine. Holy shiitake mushrooms. This music is kind of like off-putting, and I know that's the point, but... Okay, next area. Easy, easy, we got this. Is our guy pulling correctly? I'm confused. vulnerable. Oh no. Oh, we got this. Thank you. Okay. Sometimes I kind of wish that I didn't know how to read chat again. I feel like we're not going too slow. I know, my guy, if you gotta go, go. I remember this little owl guy. He's so cute. I feel like I do a lot of damage to these guys now. Oh, this guy. I remember him. Do we have to... Frick. Oh my... Okay, it's not left in there. I kind of wish their attack would hurt their own people too, but I understand why it doesn't. Because ours don't hurt each other either. Imagine how intense the game would be if, like, it... I see. I see. Okay. That's pretty good. I don't want any of this. Are you done eating? Are you coming to say hello? Yeah. At first I was like, hold on. I just got a weird email. Weird. Anyways, the number of like dots. Yeah, that's what I thought at first too, and then I felt like I like made 2 go away, but maybe I was just not remembering it correctly, or maybe it just tricked me. But yeah, I do want to try and do a couple more because I really want to try and get to level 70 so we can pick up Sage and Reaper. It's always 1, then 2, then 3. Gotcha. Are you down for alliance raids or trials, maybe? Which one's the one that's like a... Which one are the ones that are longer? Because I know all of these are longer ones. Maybe not all of them. Alliance raids are the 24-man one, right? Okay, okay. Trials is fast, but Alliance will give you more XP overall. Why don't we get Alliance out of the way? Let's just rip the band-aid off, you know? Well, you have a little bird dude. Stuffy's so cute. And then I got my little like cat bat. So cute. So cute. I can't. Come on, Mr. Tank. I keep getting so many like emails for the election. I can't, y'all. I get at least 10 a day. It's horrible. I already exercised my right to vote today, so please leave me alone. Oh, I can't do close position. This one's pretty. This one's really pretty. god. Things are going too quickly. Oh my god. Half the time in these, I'm like, do I need to be here? I feel like everyone else got it. Whoa, that's really cool. He's got a little, like, bat dragon wings on his outfit. Or her outfit. Oh, wow. Lightning. Oh my god, someone just said Yahoo. Like Mario. Did you do the My Chemical Romance seasonal event yet? Oh, is that... You mean like the outfit? Because it looks like... Yeah, I did. That's like my whole outfit here. I don't know why my little horns aren't showing up again. I like set it up so it correctly does it last time and then it just went away. I like the little outfit though. I think it's cute. Oh, I gotta run this somewhere. Here? Nope. I done did. If you get red orb, run over to someone. Oh, I see. I see. I was frozen. There's nothing I could have done to be non-frozen. I think. Oh, opera. Oh. 3 of the same dude. I feel like... I thought the big guy would have more health than this. Oh, dragon. Dogs want dinner. Not leaving me alone. That's so valid. Where's the dragon? No, the dragon's dead. Someone else must have killed them when I was distracted with the other guys. Back for theater, kid. Is one of these guys nicknamed Theater Kid? It's interesting to learn like the nicknames people give these guys. Okay. Give me. Move out of that, please. Who is Theater Kid? It must be the next guy. I want to know if his little nickname matches with what he looks like. Is that guy Goku? He's got like the spiky hair and like the little jumpsuit he wears too. Oh, that's what I get for being a clicker. Stinky I can't use a couple of my abilities, but I guess they weren't available. Oh my god. Did I dodge that? I somehow dodged that. Okay. The next one's gotta be the last one, right? Right? Oh, is this Theater Kid? The final curtain. Oh, that's why it's theater. This isn't Theater Kid? I feel like Theater Kid would be very fitting for him, actually. Come on. Get that guy dead. It is, but I just never made that connection. Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, some other person in here was saying Theater Kid, and I'm like, I'm wondering what that means. Dancer gaming, yes, yes. I'm a dancer main right now? Is that how you would say it in this game? Dancer main? Main dancer? Oh, thank you. God bless your soul. But welcome in, Coffee. Beth the Boo said, no, she's not paying no attention. Yeah, you got it right the first time. Okay, okay. Because that's definitely a theater kid if I've ever seen one myself. This is the last guy. I gotta know what happened there. Now I can't think about school archetypes for these now. Oh, like, what is this guy? This is gym. This guy's gym class. This is the football player. He's the popular kid that plays football, academically smart, and made friends with entires. Truly, he is. He's like the Saint Bernard of like monsters. Monsters? Would you technically call him that, I guess? Is a theater kid that idolizes him. They were roommates. They're dating. It's the cheerleader girlfriend. That's the cheerleader girlfriend that is like, I feel like they're in like a poly relationship, all of them. But like they're all dating Exade. But you know, Amand and Silica don't like each other. It's the linebacker best friend. Dude, this is crazy because like today I drove past like my old high school and that was a very surreal experience because I haven't done that in God knows how long. Like I don't even remember the last time. I think it's sick and twisted that this is the only instance where multiple stack markers should be closer to each other. Oh, so like in other like things we do. So is it just only in that one like go through? That one raid? That gets people killed. Oh. If it ever happened again, you have to keep them separate. So it's why? Why did they do that? That's so confusing. Let's go, Beth. Healer deserves all the comms. Oh my god, I'm so close. Let's go to trials next. The music in this area is so pretty. Uncue, uncue. Oh, thank God. You're so much quicker with that than I am. Wait, hit 100? Oh wait, your white mage hit 100? Let's go! Let's go! Congrats! Let's go! I'm not sure of the second instance of multiple stack markers is, but Crystal Tower was post ARR. So I'm sure later on they realized the tactical potential. Oh, that makes sense. They were like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. And they probably didn't want to retroactively change Crystal Tower because players were used to it by then, yeah. I mean, that makes sense, like, having it one way and then figuring out a better, and you're like, okay, well, let's just, like, change it moving forward versus, like, it all. Makes sense to me. I still can't believe I got Mr. Diaper Man. I'm upsetty. I'm putting him on my monitor now, though. So I can no longer see his diaper. I could put like the upside down guy like on my actual PC. That might be cute. But they actually glow in the dark, so maybe, you know, waking up and seeing him like staring at me wouldn't be the best. Road Sparrow. Wait, what are you cute as, Beth? Oh. Another healer, Astrologian? Is that how you say it? Astrologian? Astro. What kind of healer is Astro? Like, is it more like white mage or sage? All right. Oh, this guy. Pure heal. Okay, starts at level 30 with Heaven's Sword. A switch, depending on their stance. Huh. Oh, it looks like we got a new dancer over here. Okay, okay, they're very chaotic. I'm no longer gonna look at them. I was about to be like, what's taking so long? I see someone's in a cutscene. Yeah, I don't think, I haven't done this one since, like, I did it the first time, and then I think a day or so after we did, like, trials again. And we got him because I think it was one of the first ones unlocked. So I also haven't done them in a while. I started a trend. Don't worry, I'm flexing my muscles to everyone. I'm sad. I didn't realize cutscenes took this long. This is crazy. I'm not normally the one waiting on the cutscene person. Okay, it's fine. I don't remember those little guys. Why am I getting hit so much? Do I not understand this? I'm very confused. Oh my god, that's so loud. I'm so sorry, guys. That down just a hair because it was getting loud. Oh, wowzers. I feel like this is harder than it was the first time. You know what I'm thinking of? Me, Beth, and Ash did this, and they did 2 hits. It would take us 2 minutes to do the whole thing. So that's what I'm remembering. I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, farming the extreme version of the— yeah, for the mount. We literally were just sitting farming the whole time. Luckily, it did not take that much time for us, I feel like. Because you guys were so over-leveled. Alright. We did normal raids, alliance raid, trials, leveling. Maybe high dungeon? I barely know how to play Astro, so I'm glad that went well, yeah. You're gonna stop there? Okay, okay. So valid. Well, thank you for dailies with me. Thank you. Oh my god, I keep moving. When can I stay still? Never. Never. I will go into MSQ then. Which I'm super excited to continue. Because I need to know if we find what's their faces. Hamster guy and pretty lady. But we have secured a boat across to Doma. So I really hope that if they're here, we can help them across as well. Hamster guy! That was so exciting. Ask and you shall receive. Why are we still keeping this fish around? Here. And put it with them. Thank you for the lurk. Welcome in. All right. Let's go to Doma. I feel like we didn't really spend a lot of time in that area, though. That's okay, though. I can always go back. To Doma. To Doma. Oh. A fight. Wait, what? Is there an island? Just in the middle of the sea? I'm confused.
I remember the water. How it turned crimson in the morning sun.
Oh. What the? Oh no. Did a volcano erupt and destroy things, or is this normal?
A shimmering sea of rubies, stretching from horizon to horizon. You could almost believe it went on forever. But beyond that red expanse lay a land in turmoil. On the shores of Othard, our Doman brothers struggled in vain.
What is that? Did they just decide to stack stuff on top of each other? I don't like that she said struggle in vain. Yeah, let's go, Lise. Okay, where do I go? This way. Uh-huh. Do I have to swim over there? Oh, it's beach. Oh, nope, I swim. I swim. Oh my god, we're just swimming. Okay. Sheesh, alright. Discovered a new location. Ooh. Oh my god, what is that? Why wasn't there a boat that took us over here? Like even just a little one. Yeah, I figured I'd have to go over here. Excuse me. Hopefully there's a checkpoint. No? No checkpoint? Nada? Okay. I fear I have an adventure for you. We leveled up, guys! Oh my gosh. I only have one more until I can get, Reaper and Sage. I'm doing good. I'm excited to continue MSQ for Stormblood. This is my first time playing it, so I'm very much enjoying it so far. I say as I skip a cutscene. My brain does not like cutscenes, so I will watch the ones that have narration. Okay, where? Oh gosh, that's way out there. Okay. Oh, cannot fly. Cannot fly. I hope you're doing well. And don't worry, I don't blame you. Truly. My ADHD is like, nope, You want to continue, so click, click, click. And I'm like, okay, No, thank you. I was not trying to join the fate. I'm trying to... Oh, can I go up the beast? Oh my god. Survey. Oh, my friends are literally right over there. Speak to me, Paolo. God, that sword is so cool. But it brings so much attention at the same time.
Gentlemen, I'm told you were most unreceptive to my associate's requests.
It's your free company full of pirates? Wait, what?
I realize you do not look kindly on the Confederacy and her ways, but if you refuse to pay the ruby tithe, your safety in these waters cannot be assured.
Spare me your concern, pilot. Your feeble attempts at extortion will not work on us.
Oh, pirates. I see. It takes me a minute. He's kind of hot.
Large because we allow it. Because you are such insignificant little pests that we see no need to swat you. But if you wish to risk the ire of the Viceroy, by all means, fire upon an Imperial vessel. Give us a reason to bring the full might of the Gallian Empire to bear against your pathetic fleet.
Bastards!
Oh, the Yar. I don't know where it came from. I think they're I forgot what the like starting people
Gentlemen,
said,
Sure.
but that is funny. That is a
All
very funny
talk,
pun.
just as I...
Oh, I'm clicking. I'm clicking too fast. It's a fun name for sure. Everyone in my free company is so nice too.
We're all the same to them, aren't we? Savages to be ruled or slaughtered.
They've always balked at paying the ruby tithe, but they were never so eager to pick a fight.
Howdy,
The problem, you see, is that many of my comrades in the Confederacy are of Doman descent.
You're totally
And
fine.
the acting viceroy, well, she's none too fond of Domans, to say the least. If we take any action to hinder the safe passage of an Imperial vessel, she'll accuse us of attempting to foment rebellion and brand us enemies of the Empire, which we can ill afford to be. Like the man said, we're all talk.
And where did the Kojin stand in all this?
With the winning side, of course. They're mercenaries to a fault, eager to offer their services without coercion. The Shellback could tell you more, though something tells me he would rather not.
I don't understand. If the Garleans are causing the Confederacy this much trouble, and if so many of you are Doman to begin with, why aren't you willing to fight back?
Oh, she's angry.
Spoken like a true friend of the Doman Liberation Front.
That's because it happened to her and her people, too.
If you're planning to rouse us with noble words and grand promises, don't bother. We all know what the Imperial Army can do. Compared to them, we're boys with boats. Besides, what
Boys
ties a
with
man may
boats.
once have held to his home are forsaken upon joining the Confederacy. We look out for none but our own.
But aren't they kind of looking out for us?
Be that as it may, our livelihood is under threat. And the captain will need to decide soon whether we're to go down in a blaze of glory or bow and scrape for crumbs from the Emperor's table.
Oh no.
All while our friend the Viceroy continues her purge of Doma's radical elements. I believe she's holding court in one of the fishing villages even as we speak.
That she-devil! Her perfidy knows no bounds! She must be stopped! Come, let us find Soroban and put us here at once!
Okay.
Tell the others that these ones have paid. We all have places to be.
Alright. See, they're looking out for us. Because I don't think we did pay. I have a hunch. I just don't think we paid. Oh man. I should have just gotten on my horse. Going back to where I came from. Yeah, that one's too steep. Now we're continuing to Doma. Oh, there's an entrance. Yeah, there's an entrance right there. Look, it's bombfish. Little pufferfish. Cute. Oh. I thought... I was like, why didn't that work? Those shoes. Yep. All right. Now, does this would be? Yeah, it does. It lets me TP eventually. I do forget the fall damage can be that much. I wish, does this area not have like a... Oh, it's way up there. I feel like I should go over there. But I already made my way back here. Okay, we're just gonna continue on. We'll deal with our poor decision later. I don't think I'm ever gonna see those type of people and not think of like Ninja Turtles. And this is a whole new area? Oh, wait, what? Interesting. Oh, they're part of the Empire. Wait, what?
Even accounting for the rebellion, such indiscriminate shows of force seem pointlessly excessive.
Yeah.
Only you knew how commonplace such scenes have become.
Who would Soraban be, though? Maybe Michelangelo? Michelangelo? Maybe.
Over there, someone's coming.
Oh?
It is she, sworn enemy of Doma, of my master. The traitor who sold her homeland to the Garleans. Yotsuyu.
So, is Yotsuyu, like, in charge of Doma? To begin with?
Herself. And look behind her. Isn't that...
Of Doma. Like, all of Doma.
Everywhere I look, how very Doma.
Chaos, welcome in. It's nice to see you.
Come now. You've no reason to look so afraid. You have lived through a quarter of a century of Garlean rule, remember?
She was charged with its rule? Like, before the Empire took over? Or, like, after? It's nice to see me too, stop. No, after. Okay, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense then. Because I was like, oh, why would she... Okay,
'Tis
okay.
better to bend with the wind than stand tall and be broken. Therein lies hope. Therein lies freedom.
Uh-huh.
I come before you today seeking affirmation. A heartfelt declaration. You're free to answer me as you see fit, yet even the least among you should know the correct response. Should.
Uh-huh.
A resident of your village, one of your neighbors, mayhap your friend, was detained by the Korjin this morning.
Her headdress?
They say he was attempting to flee to Kugane. But we both know that simply isn't true, don't we? Have you anything to say?
Oh, he's scared. Yeah, it is
Bit
cute.
slow, this one. Is there anyone more sensible among you? Have any of you anything to say? To swear?
My lady, I swear to serve the Empire, to do whatever is asked of me, and never disobey.
Well said, that man. Of course, it wouldn't do to simply take you at your word.
Mm. He just wants to be stepped on! Oh no.
Kill him. Surely you can do that much. He must be guilty of something or other, or he wouldn't have attempted to flee the Empire.
Oh no. Shoot her.
I have a family. Kami, forgive me. Kami, forgive me.
Literally shoot her. Oh god.
Oh, very, very good. I've always had a soft spot for men like you. Next, I want you to shoot those two over there. Too old to work, you understand. A burden on the Empire. We can't have that.
Oh my god.
But they're my parents. You can't expect me to...
Oh my god. And we're just watching this? Come on, I'm the warrior of light. I can kill them all. Why did we just watch this? No mercy.
Stop and think for a moment.
I was
If you
thinking.
go charging in now, every one of those villagers is as good as dead. We must consider the wider picture. If we act recklessly, we risk alerting the Garleans to our presence here, making it that much harder for us to work with the local rebels. To say nothing of the reprisals ordinary civilians would be made to suffer.
Open your eyes, girl. They are already suffering.
Yeah.
Let me go. I am putting an end to this madness.
That's what I'm saying.
I will approach the village alone and identify myself. As a former leader of the rebellion and a known fugitive, they will wish to detain me until they are certain they have learned all I know. Use this time to make your plans.
What?
You saw what those monsters did to the villagers. Who knows what they'll do to you, assuming they don't kill you where you stand.
We live and die at the pleasure of the Kami.
When red out.
My fate is in their hands and no others. If it be of any comfort, I am no stranger to chains.
You can't expect us to stand idly by as a comrade goes marching off to his death. And this is nothing like Kugane.
Nor is it like the Reach, Lise, or the Wall. Let him go.
Oh,
Hold out for as long as you
gosh.
can, but remember, noble sacrifices are to remain an absolute last resort. I wish I could say it won't come to that, but only the gods know how we're going to get you and the others out in one piece. A miracle, perchance.
Chaos. Chaos. Are you trying to make me cry today? What the heck? Thank you for the 5 gift subs. Everyone who's gifted a sub, I hope you enjoy it. Chaos. Thank you. I know Lisa's so pretty.
A great tower stands
Go
to the
ta-
north and
go
east.
s- go
Look to its
Setsu.
occupants for
Hamster
aid and
guy.
succor. Together, you may yet find your miracle.
Cry stream. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Leave this place. I must.
You're up around me and you give me life, and that's why night after night I'll be fucking you right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Another
Friday,
idiot
Saturday,
like
Sunday.
all the rest.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
I'm beginning to
Friday,
think we'll do something fundamental.
every hour, every
Something
minute,
intrusive.
every second.
Something
Night after
quintessentially
night, I'll
dumb
be
to
fucking
ignore
you
the
right
sense
7
of
days a week.
You can't do a damn thing if you're dead.
Thank you, Mike. Oh, this woman is trying to break a record, truly.
Enough, Yotsuyu!
Yeah. Get him, hamster guy. For context,
Well now, this is a surprise.
I call him hamster guy because I can never remember his name. And he reminds me of Minsk, who I could never remember his name either, but he's hamster guy in Baldur's Gate 3. I feel like they give off same vibes, you know? So,
Hear me, Yotsuyu!
yeah.
Cease this farce, here and now, and I shall surrender myself to you. Refuse, and all shall answer to my blade.
Minsk and Boo, exactly. He reminds me of Minsk.
Bring him to the tavern.
Tara. Not quite. Not quite. But almost. So close. Oh. Oh. Wow. That was a look. Thank you for the lurk. I hope dinner getting situation goes amazing. I know Mike always thinks of Hamtaro when I say hamster. Which is so valid. It's so valid. I guess I have to go this way. It's the only hamster I know. That is so valid because they're a very famous hamster. I know, right? I'd like some yummy dinner too. Do I just kind of have to stay like near? I used to be obsessed with that show, truly. I loved the show. What the heck is that? What does that mean, Chaos? Huh? What does me seeming like a Hamtaro kid mean? I wasn't huge into it. What does it mean? It's the energy? Alright. Alright. Wait. I mean, it was a great show. What can I say? Oh, I forget I have another... button down here. It's a very new one, so... Tara is a show about finding joy in small adventures, delight in little things, love and friendship from the teeniest places. Chaos, you really said, I am making Kira cry this stream. You said, okay, bet. It's because she's tiny. I'm not that small. Yeah, all things considered, I'm really not that short. I'm technically average height. And apparently I learned that I give off tall energy. I have been told I give off tall energy multiple times. I'm gonna go hit this thing before we do anything else. Thank you. Very good, very good. The joy in life. I mean, what else can you do, you know? Do you know what joy I'm trying to find in life right now? I've meal prepped for this week so I can eat what I want to when I go on my trip this weekend, right? But I literally cannot stop thinking about the Krabby Patty at Wendy's. I want to try it so bad. I haven't been talking about it. I've been thinking about it for weeks. I know you can't wear 5-inch platform heels anymore. I can. I have. Do not worry. I can. If Kira's short, I am tall. I'm not short, but I'm not tall. I'm like average. It's okay to be average, all right? You can win with me. I do like Krabby Patties. Yes, I can wear heels. I'm very excited about it. I choose not to wear them. Hello? A lot of the time, though. Because when heels are a pain anyways, you know? But I can wear them. I'm average. Beth, you are actually amazing. Amazingly one of the best people I've ever met. Smack dab in the middle. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, Mike is tall. Oh, Chaos, thank you. Miggy! I ran 5 miles in heels. Uh-huh. Okay, Mike. Let's go. I'm sure you did. It's less about how much you wear heels and more about the fact you that you're balanced and yes. I know, right? I mean, it's up and down, but like I can definitely do it. Why did you call me tall? You're taller than me? What do you mean? If I'm short and you're tall, right? And I say I'm average, that means you're still tall. Where the frickle nugs is this guy? A current! Great, I'm flying down. Gonna need Viper to but Viper doesn't have heels. Oh my god. Viper does not wear heels. But mayhap. You are! But you didn't just say, I am tall. You said, if you're short, I am tall. I'm sorry, Miggy. I apologize. You are tall. You're literally just as tall as Mike. But from someone who cuts hair. The confusion. Arms crate. Gathering information. Alright, let's take this little guy out and ride him on over here. I have to write a speech for this wedding. Pray for more. You got this. When is the wedding? Is it this weekend? I love weddings, honestly. I need someone that I know to get married so I can go to another wedding. If I had money, yeah. You guys could just renew your vows, though. You don't have to go through divorce. Truly. I guess that just maybe a little bit easier. But yeah, every wedding I've been to since being an adult has been super fun. Because it's like, I get to dress up all pretty and make myself feel nice. And I get emotional because it's an emotional event. And then you get nice food and you get to dance with your friends and just kind of party a little bit. And like a nice environment where you're dressed up. I don't know. Super fun. I think we just need excuses that aren't weddings and funerals to dance and dress up. Well, dress up. Yeah. I got you. Well, what was it? My significant other, when Bridgerton came out or whatever, I guess they saw, like, you know how they have those, like, dances for Bridgerton now? And they literally were like, we should go to one. And I was like, what? Excuse me? Because I didn't think that they would want to. I think Beth and Wifey should get married every year and make it our occasion. Truly. Truly. We've always talked about having one of those parties where you wear whatever you want. Yeah, that'd be so fun. Vic, my love, welcome in. Thank you for the hydrate and redeeming your daily star. How are you? Would look so good in fancy Bridgerton. I know. I know they would. That's why I was like, oh, yeah, of course. I was like, yeah, let's for sure do it. Damn, that's what I'm saying, Chaos. It's not a scam, truly, yeah. They talked about going to the one in like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like wearing a suit. That's valid. I like wearing dresses, so. Most immaculate fits, truly. I'm expecting that too. If I ever get to go to like something like that, I'm definitely going all out. Like next year for like Ren Fair, I'm gonna go all out because I missed it this year. And next year, guys, I'm definitely being a witch and I'm going all out. You don't like wearing suits? I do like wearing tuxedos. Okay, so what's the difference? Suits can be quite tight around the neck sometimes, so I understand. So what is like, I know one is tuxedos are like the one that like the celebrities and stuff normally wear, right? And suits are more formal. Yeah, of course you can be a newt. What the heck? That's so cute. I thought about being a dragon too. So I think I might be a witch and a dragon. It's like the type of coats and pants. Hard to explain. Are technically a form of suit. Think lake is a body of water. Yeah, but like what's the difference? Like why is there, like why do they have to make a difference? It turned into a newt. Stop. That'd be so funny. That'd be so heckin' funny. Tuxedos have covered buttons on the coat. What? Like they're hidden? So suits, as we know them, are considered less formal. Oh, okay, okay. Suits are like what the Bridgerton people wear. But tuxedos are what you see at men wearing at like show openings and stuff. Tuxes, oh, okay, okay. Fancy version of suits. Tuxes are nicer material. Interesting. Wait, what did this say? Oops, I was like, you're fine. But no one is matching his description. Okay, so... usually have satin or something? Wait, that's nice. Don't usually have belt loops. Oh. Interesting. not that I'm saying, like, at least for, like, people who decide to wear tuxedos and suits and that's what they want to wear to formal events, I feel like you just have to buy, like, one and you're good, and, like, a couple of shirts. While, like, I feel like as someone who presents more, like, femme and, like, identifies that way, I have to, like, buy a new dress for every occasion. Oh, you rent a tux? Classic James Bond style. Oh yeah, those are cool. I do like James Bond. Tuxedo pants, cummerbund, suspenders, bow tie. Huh. Interesting. I had no idea about any of this. What is... Oh. I gotta go all the way over there. To a certain point in life, if you buy a tuxedo, you stop dropping to $75 on a tuxedo. Wait, it's that much? That's crazy, man. I just followed the one sound from TikTok from Steve Harvey about what suits shirts and pants to get. That's so funny. That's so valid. Think of your poor wedding party. Well, my wedding, if I ever get married, is probably going to be an outdoor wedding, and I don't really care about that. Like, as long as you look nice and fresh and are stylish, whatever. You know? Oh. Beth, you said that just to prove me wrong, huh? Now we all know that's the one rule. Is super up class. Yeah, upper class, truly. I'm sure. When I was a groomsman, you are required to rent a... Yeah, because, like, I don't know. Some wedding parties require, like, stuff. You know, I talk like I know what I do, but, like, genuinely, like, I have no idea what I do. I haven't really thought about it that deeply. The dress is $100 cheaper than the rental tux, but I have gotten to keep it. Wait, what dress? If I dress femme, okay. For this wedding, I would have saved so much money. Yeah. Next tuxedo I rented was $300. That's insane. It's not my color anyway. Because I'm too white. Yeah, that's what I'm scared of too. I feel like white looks decent on me though. I don't know, the dresses I want now are like really expensive. Truly, I make white work all the time. Chaos, please. I have been trying to... I found like a brand that I really like that sells a bunch of dresses and they're more expensive. And I'm trying to tell myself I want to buy this one specific dress for my birthday maybe. Where it comes like in a corset style too. And I'm trying to convince myself that it's okay. This is the dress. Wait, that's so cute. Wait, that's so nice and flattering for majority of people. Wait, do you guys want to see it? See the dress? See what I'm talking about? God, it's taking forever to come up. I don't know what it's called anymore. Ah! Where is it? Oh my god, he's gonna come. I feel like I think my issue is because I'm looking on Bing and Google wouldn't do me like this. Okay, I can't find it right now. I can't find it right now. Better to go all out with the makeup and prosthetics. Yeah. That's understandable. But makeup's fun. Monday, Tuesday. I should raise that. Okay. I mean, there are women or female presenting people who don't have much of a chest that can wear a dress like that. It's just the way you get it altered and stuff. Okay, I'm literally gonna go crazy if I can't find... I think I have it saved on my phone somewhere. Because now that I've talked about it, I can't stop thinking about it. Now I have to show you guys. I don't have it saved on my phone. What is wrong with me? Oh. Yeah, nope. Wrong one. Yep, I didn't save it. Let me... No, that's so sad. Oh well. Oh well. Chaos. True. Oh, in game? Yeah. Here, I'm just gonna go to this destination. I love sharks. Look at him. He's so cool. Alright, but where's the other one? Yeah, fake it till you make it, truly. Maybe it's over there. Opie. Yep, I was right. Look at me go. Oh, that's so fun. Was that like a... what's it called? I don't know. Shield. Oh my gosh. Why did my brain not know what that word was? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You started running the wrong way. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. How far are you in the game, Mowolf? And how long have you been playing? I don't know if I asked that. I'm caught up to the latest. Let's go. I've been since 2020 during the void years. That's so valid. I kind of started playing a year ago, but I only really started seriously playing probably a couple months ago. Or like continuously playing. In my void years, I was playing League. Alan, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Have a good night. I did also play some Diablo, which is good, but ugh, to the other one. But I will say, I guess that's what got me into gaming, so I will give it that. Because I realized there's a lot more better games out there. Was trying to get good. Truly.
Our most compassionate acquaintances return. For your deeds, we owe you many thanks. But
I like the purple in his hair a
something tells me our
lot.
thanks are not sufficient. The strange thing is, I was certain you understood our position. And yet here you are with that same look in your eyes and those same words upon your lips, I'll wager.
I love that I'm
I
just like
speak
in a
only the
tie.
truth. The Confederacy will not
Like a
be spared
button-down and
Yogg-Sothoth's
tie.
wrath. You have always known this, that one day you would have no choice but to stand up to the Empire. I say to you that day is today,
Yes.
and come once more to ask that you join us in the fight.
How convenient that recent events should lend such credence to your claims. Tell me, do death and destruction always follow in your wake?
Oh gosh.
They had no part in it, Tansui. You know this. We all know this. They came and took our Doman brothers. They will torture them for her sport. Murder them for her satisfaction.
Oh no.
So we attack and get butchered for our trouble, or do naught and let them have their pound of flesh.
Ready to fight. He's ready to go. At all times.
If this be our choice, I say we suffer the ignominy. We endure. We survive. There is no better path. Until the day our enemy is grown weaker and we stronger, there can be no retribution. We will wait for a sign. Such is the judgment of the Confederacy.
Sheesh, alright.
So that's it then. You're just going to abandon them to her. They'd die for you, you know, for the Confederacy. They would die for you, but you wouldn't even think to risk your lives for theirs.
Oof. Eat him up, sis.
I have one last idea, if you will allow. I'm afraid it's not very good as ideas go. It's exceedingly reckless, in fact, and you may well come to despise me for ever having suggested it. Assuming we survive, that is.
Okay. Alright, let's go.
The question being, do you trust me?
I don't know, you're kind of new. Ask me later.
We can't stand by and let innocent people suffer, here or anywhere else. I'll
Yeah.
do whatever it takes.
If it's not reckless, I don't want it.
Then let us roll the dice. If it's a sign you want, we shall give you one. One rousing enough to make you drive every Garlean out of Isari without a second thought. You are wary of invoking the ire of the Imperial forces stationed in Doma, correct? Know then that once we have rescued our comrade and freed Isari, we mean to liberate the nation as a whole. You will doubtless require assurances that we are capable of achieving this, and that is only fair. Accordingly, we shall demonstrate our seriousness by depriving the Garleans of a key ally, The Kojin.
What, the three of you, just like that?
Yeah, just like that.
Actually, my esteemed colleague here will attend to it on her own. But the how of it is not your concern, only the outcome.
It's so funny that like my talking is just like me going like, okay.
If we succeed, you help us liberate Asari.
Uh-huh.
If we fail, you lose nothing. A simple enough wager, if you have the stones for it.
The stones for it. Ooh.
The little miss does make it hard to refuse, does she not?
Words are air. We will weigh you by your deeds.
She said I might hate her because like she just threw me under the bus. She goes, hey, you're gonna go fight this thing? Thanks. They do. It is so convincing. Everyone's convinced by it always. Huh? Where are you going, Chaos? Bye. Oh. Me, huh? What? Huh? Oh yeah, thrown under the bus. I see. That was a good one. I'm just a goldfish. I'm sorry. In Cold Blood? Great book. After I survive this sweating, I'm going to look for a sweater based on the one you described. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you trusting my fashion instincts, Chaos. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at the turtle! I love it! I don't have wave saved, but I have this. So cute! Your turtle's so cool. What? Spinning as well? With the fire? What the heck? That's so funny. How'd you get the turtle? Is he later on? That's so funny. I love it. The only reason I got it, that's so valid. I would die by them. Chaos, you flatter me so. You flex on him. I'm so glad you understand me, Chaos. From the gold saucer, I really have to do the gold saucer more. I truly forget about it all the time. And I actually don't know how to get there. I've only gone when my friends go there, and I'm like, hey, want me there, thank you. Oh my god. That's so funny. Your character's so cool. Your outfit's so great. Oh. Oh, what? That's so fancy. I know, I need to go to the Golden Saucer to get the bunny girl outfits. I know, isn't it great? Technically, hold on. I don't know if I can do glamour plates right now. See, it has horns, technically. But it, like... There it goes. See, look at my little horns. With my bunny ears. I think I will change, though. We'll change it to my little bunny girl outfit. My one that's not a bunny girl outfit yet. But, like, you know, my substitute until I get, like, the actual real one. Wait! That's so cool! Is that a basket? Oh no, it's like the dancer thing. It kind of looks like a basket with flowers in it. Your little side thing. Yeah. Those are so cool. I want like sparkly ones so bad. Ugh, I love Dancer. It's so fun. You like that? Isn't it cute? Let's see. Oh, I gotta go that way. But how do I get over there? It eats. Thank you, thank you. I genuinely don't know how I get over there. I'm gonna pick up this one quest over here because I think it will help me, and then I'm continuing the main quest, which I don't know how to get to. Yeah. I can do this later because it will help me be able to fly in this area. Come on. Under the sea. Do I just... Sky Watcher? What is that? Oh, it just tells you the weather. Ishgard, snow, blizzards, fair skies. Alright, let me... So it doesn't look like there's any connecting, but can I just swim? That is my question. Maybe? I don't feel like I can swim that far out. I feel like it's gonna stop me. Wait, it's not. Oh my god, I'm in deep water now. I'm the boat. This is crazy. I am gonna go up to that crystal though, because I do want to be able to attune to it. I wish there was one more south instead of just like very close. Lungs of Steel, truly. She's doing great. Six seconds and then I can sprint again. All right, let's go. It's like I'm doing a triathlon. Wait. Is it like above me? Oh no. Hold on. That looks like an up over here. I'm actually gonna go this way a little bit. I think I can get up over here. I made a hard left. All right. Let's get on that horse. Can I see? That is the question. Okay. Wait. Is there nothing to go over? Oh my god. Hold on. Is it on that island? Oh my god. I already passed it. Almost died. Almost died. Wait. Wait, it's underwater. That's what you're saying. Oh. Well, fuck. I don't know how to do that. No, it's okay. I'll eventually find it. But maybe. That's all I'll say. Maybe I'll change my mind. Oh my god! Little bear! Oh, I gotta go back the other way. It's fine. I'll go around a little bit because I can unlock some more of the map at least, hopefully. Oh, and there's a little thing over here too. Current. Oh. An entrance. Let's go. What if... Okay, so I shouldn't do that. Well, that's too bad. Did you just drop? Oh my god, you did. Okay. Oh my god, I led you astray. I decided to take the safe way. Because normally I never take the safe way. I'm always a plunge to my death type of person, you know? You survived! Which I know you survive unless you're in battle. I just forget about fall damage majority of the time.
Is that light I see up ahead?
It's too unorthodox. This place is cool. Whoa! So that's, yeah, literally me. This is so pretty.
We appear to be standing inside a giant bubble. By the 12. I think we're on the seabed.
I also think that.
Well, well, I thought I heard familiar voices.
Hey, my man.
Soroban, what are you doing here?
What a curious question. I live here.
Then this is the home of the Blue Kojin.
Just so. I bid you welcome to Tamamizu.
Okay. So this is like the third big area that we've seen in Stormblood. Sorry. I had to answer a text. I have an account, but it's inactive. Inactive. High steel maiming. I kind of like this one. Oh. Chaos, thank you for doing mod love. We love our mods here. Hey, oh, Beth? That's my mod. Oh, yay! Look at you with your little things. Little light sticks. Oh my god, this outfit's so cool. Very cool. I like it. No, don't. Beth, how can you close stream? This is a Beth Stand stream. Wait, is this where I get this guy?
Guests.
Wait, can I get this guy?
To you for aiding Soroban in his negotiations.
Negotiations.
We thank you for your hospitality, honored elder. Pray forgive me my brevity, but I wish to discuss an urgent matter.
All right, let's go. I've been thinking about changing my hair in game to something else.
So, you seek to compel our Red Brothers to forego hostilities for a time.
That's right. We know your two clans have your differences, but what with you being brothers and all, we thought you might be able to share some secret knowledge or something?
From far above, you have journeyed here in search of our wisdom. You shall have it. All creation is a tapestry, through which the divine is interwoven. Kami are legion, and they can be found in the great and the small.
This doesn't make sense, but it's okay. It's still very cute.
Though they come and go as they please, they favor certain vessels. The ancient, the precious, the exquisite.
Please, Chaos.
We Korjin covet these vessels, these treasures. We go forth and bring them home to keep them safe and bask in their divinity. They bring prosperity and joy to us and our children. Yet, how are we to seek these treasures above if we made enemies of the Garlean Empire, powerful and far-reaching as they are? Wiser to join with them. So resolved the Red Korjin.
Cautiously and carefully, for the Garleans are blind to the divine, nor will they suffer their subjects to see. So the Red masquerade as mercenaries who seek money and power, and never speak of their faith in the presence of their masters. To honor the divine, they deny it. A twisted and misguided path.
Aye, aye. Kami will not abide such foolishness. This they shall learn to their sorrow.
While our red brothers live by the sword, we blue Kojin uphold the old ways, engaging in trade and valuing peace. Alas, men distinguish not between our clans, and judgment for the doings of the red falls unjustly upon the blue. Thus do men grow more and more reluctant to deal with us, denying us our treasures. This cannot continue.
This is very confusing because they're the blue, but they're wearing red.
On that point, we are in agreement. You are willing to aid our cause, then?
There is a way.
But I understand the significance
that
of the red
may
ties
be
and all
driven
that.
to retreat into their shells. But to share with you this knowledge is to reveal secrets of the divine. Assurances must first be had, trust forged, a bargain struck.
Well said, Elder. In great crises is great profit to be had.
Delight not overmuch in such things, Soruban. Now, tell our guests what must be done.
Oh no.
As you wish.
Well, I've no idea what we've gotten ourselves into, but so far so good, right?
I guess. So far, so good. What, with the fish going? Oh, that's so cool. This place is very cool. What the heck? So cool. Yeah, okay. This is the right way. This way. I was about to go around again. I can't believe we've seen like so much. Like I feel like I don't know. I just feel like this storyline is like taking us a lot of different places. Because I guess in ARR we went to a lot of different places too, but to me it's just kind of like, oh, you got one of them too, let's go. I love all the horses, they're fun. Oh, I do need to kill these guys for some reason. Yeah, it's like I gotta explore a massive world or something. Probably for a hunting log. Oh. Wait, that was it. That's all I had to do. Okay, back down we go. I can TP. Ha ha ha. Wait, should I TP? Yeah, I'll TP. The debate to TP or not. And yet, when this was released, players finished it in less than 2 days? Oh my god. That's crazy. But I guess if you're like really grinding it, I understand. Like if this is all I played, I understand. The debate will get a lot easier to decide as time goes on. Most of the time I do just like TP, because it's easier. I just couldn't determine on like how close it was. Yeah, making a game is so hard because you have people who are helping up your game. Yeah, truly. Chaos, please. Yeah, I'm definitely one of those people who like, when I'm like really into a game, there's nothing else I can do. But I do enjoy like games like this because it's been like, these type of games allow me to pace myself. So it's not as, I'm done. So I guess more like world building, world games, I tend to not fly through as quickly.
It is done. Your offerings have been given to the sea.
Let's go. I agree. I like to get into everything, especially, yes. For me...
The ritual can begin at last. Come and stand before me, my friends.
For me, depending on like what kind of game it is, like this game has so much in it and so much going on, I have to focus on one thing at a time. And that one thing of me focusing right now is MSQ. And then I'll branch out and go into like all the little things, but there's so much. Literally so much.
Yes, yes. Listen to my words, and let all else wash away. Listen to my words, and feel them flow into your heart. At first a trickle.
What makes it a
then
chaos
flood.
cookie? Wait, what's in a chaos cookie? That's so valid, you had to.
O kami of the fathomless waters of the fallen, the ascended, the flowing, and the becalmed, caretakers of the shallows and of the depths. Receive of us our meager offerings, cleanse these ones of earth and stone, and grant them your blessing, that they might drink deep of the divine. The ritual is complete, my friends. You may now breathe in the depths as you would on
Let's
land.
go, we're mermaids!
Strange. I don't feel any different. Are you sure it worked?
Reasonably. The blessing does have its limits, of course. While it will allow you to dwell in the depths, it will not help you traverse them.
I can swim well enough. How about you, Alize?
Let's go.
Oh, like a fish, in contrast to my doggy paddling brother.
Oh! She had to be like, yeah, I gotta like throw my brother under the bus. It's their cookie batter mixed up. So it's red velvet, chocolate, plus regular cookie dough, plus sea salt, M&Ms, plus chocolate. Oh my god, that sounds so good. Absolutely lose my mind if you ever got to wear a mermaid tail, Kira. Yeah,
Somehow
that'd be
the
so
boy
fun.
just isn't very buoyant.
Skilled or no, your bodies are ill-suited to the sea. Your cause demands alacrity, and you shall have it. But first, let us take to the water.
Let us take to the water. Give me my manta ray. Chaos is a very, very good cook and loves to cook. Always making me munchy as well. Like, I really am hungry all the time.
Incredible. I could swear I was breathing air.
Now I shall summon for you noble steeds of great strength.
Let's go! The manatees! No, the, manta rays. Gosh, manatees. I wish it was a manatee. That'd be fun.
Wow, look at them. I bet they could take us all the way to the deepest depths of the sea.
And so they may. After we've won over the Confederacy, rescued Kosetsu, and liberated your respective homelands.
Okay.
Should you become parted from your steeds, return to me, and I shall call them again. Take care, my friends, and may the Kami speed you on your way.
We'll find that treasure in no time. Come on!
All right, let's go. Is pasta dough? Have you ever made bread, Chaos? Is that considered baking? I guess it is. Control spacebar. Just like your flying mount. Where am I supposed to go? Oh my gosh, your turtle! That's so funny. Just dropping from above. I can't. That's so funny. Baking is bonkers hard. I actually really like baking a lot. Oh, hey. Oh, I gotta dismount my little guy. You're free quest often if I don't notice when you get there. Okay, okay. Sounds good, Beth. It's to water out. Depending, yeah. Mayhaps. Wait, they're so cute. Do they all have like these little... Aww. They're so... Ah! Whoopsie. Oh. There's someone over here. So this is our man. Leave this place and never return. We have no need for wide-eyed wanderers. Sorry, I didn't mean to stare. My name is Lise, and these are my friends Clara and Ali. Say. We're looking for the overseer. Is that you? Sent you hither, did they? I'm no overseer, nor ever would I claim to be one. I'm a high priest. Ah, okay. All right. This also... This will also somewhat unlock... Oh, another dungeon. Gotcha. Meanwhile, in a tavern. Oh, not this. What? Not hamster guy. Oh, something.
I'm tired of this filthy
Oh, good.
tavern, and it's still filthier clientele.
Tis scant reward for your treachery, aye. A painted woman of your rich experience deserves a better class of customer.
Oh, name calling. Is that what we've been reduced to?
Yes.
Orphan of the Nayuri. Widow of Sashihai. What joy it must have brought you to be revenged upon us all.
Wait, what happened?
Not enough. Not nearly enough. My appetite for your agony is as an abyss. Bottomless. Insatiable.
What happened to
Before
them?
you die, you will cry and beg and prostrate yourself upon the earth. You will crawl on your belly through the muck and the piss and debase yourself for my amusement. All of you.
Okay.
But you think you are made of sterner stuff? Rather than have him beat you, mayhap I should have my oaf go and fetch your master's head.
But it soon come for you. Okay. I'm excited to see her backstory.
Oh, poor Lord Cayenne. Kami rest his soul. Noble leader of a fallen nation. A fine puppet he made for the Viceroy. For a time. 25 years he was content to serve his masters as a dog. And then everyone had to rise up and get themselves killed. Tell me, how did it feel to fail him that day?
Oh?
To live with the disgrace of his death?
Wait, so his master's dead?
Not that you were a stranger to living with disgrace, of course. In the what was it? 25 years since you were humiliated and tossed into an imperial jail? You had plenty of time to get used to it. Oh yes, I heard the stories. About the samurai who would do anything to return to his master's side, even if it meant pledging his blade to his sworn enemy. They say he walked with death. That he slew 1,000 men in the Empire's name. Truly a tale for the poets.
What?
I do not deny my sins, but I will not be reproached by the likes of you.
Oh, I mean not to reproach you, but to praise you. You're a survivor, samurai. Just like me. So, let us not dwell on the past, you and I, and instead give thought to the future. To wit, I would ask you again to help me resolve this vexing matter of Doma's missing heir. Living or dead, it makes no difference, really. But the Garleans are most insistent that we put this problem behind us. And I know you helped him flee. So tell me, what became of Lord Hien?
To my dismay, the details escape me at present. Mayhap your dog could jog my memory.
Get on with it, and mark me, brute. There is no limit to how far you can fall.
Of all the bloody
stupid. Oh. When I get back to Eorzea, I'm gonna find that little shite, and I'm gonna make her pay.
Wait, who? Is Go Gramps? Let's go. That is a good nickname. That is a great nickname for him. You were like, he's one of your favorite characters. Let's go. He is a really good character. I liked him since he was introduced. Let's see. Oh, wow. Way over there. Let's see something really quick. Oh, wow. We've been going for a bit, so I think we're gonna call it a day there for me. But I appreciate you guys being here so much. Whew. I'm gonna go eat some dinner. Mo Wolf, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it so much. I hope you enjoyed your time here, and thank you for chatting with me. It's been fun to hang, and truly. Now let's get some music going. You just finished making curry? Let's go! What type of curry? Here are my raid messages, and then here are my socials. I posted when I'm gonna go live on my socials. I'm going to be live again next Tuesday with my absolute bestie, Kate, who we are actually gonna go raid into. They are playing Resident Evil 4, which, we're gonna be live Tuesday playing Demonologist together. So I'm excited about that. Just some regular Japanese curries with mushrooms. Let's go. I love me some Japanese curry. I do, truly. And then I will be live again probably the day before Halloween, so the 30th, that Wednesday. And I will be playing Poppy Playtime or Resident Evil, or we'll see. I haven't quite decided. But thank you guys so much. It means it means a lot and so much to me that you stick around and hang out with me while I discover Final Fantasy XIV. But thank you, and I will see you guys again soon. Okay. Bye guys.